Good evening, Windsor. This is Angie with their update for today, Monday, March 23rd. We are going to start out with the 6 o'clock update by the Florida Department of Health. We continue to see some pretty rapid growth in the overall COVID-19 cases in the state. Fresh in is an update of 1,227 cases. That is an increase of 220 cases in the last 24 hours. Which is significant. I have not yet had a chance to look up what it looks like in terms of our Osceola County and surrounding counties, but if previous days' history continues to be true, we will continue to see a rapid growth there as well. So again, those updates come in at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. On a daily basis, and I do check those continuously throughout the day, as well as take some time to dig into the statistics for our local area. So 1,227 cases, again, a growth of 220, and I think the 24 hours prior to that was 200 and, let me check my notes. I'm going to say, it was about 830 cases when we started Sunday. So about 207, I think, is what my memory is telling me. And then again, another 220. So, okay. So let's get into today's update. Some topics that I just want to discuss with residents. Because of what we're seeing in the outside world in terms of growth, we are seeing a higher level of community transmission, which is when people are out in the public and they're interacting, and people who are affected by the virus are shedding the virus. Okay, some people might be sick, showing symptoms. Some people maybe not. You don't know, and you've heard that a lot. That a lot of people who get sick with COVID-19 don't show symptoms, so they're going about their life and they infect another person. So we are going to be putting some new measures into place. And again, we've tried over the last several days to really discourage residents from sitting together. We continue to have some issues outside in the lanai with residents congregating less than 6 feet from each other, etc. And while it breaks my heart because I know that's such an important interaction, etc., right now it is not the safest thing for us to be doing. So we are going to be pulling the tables from the lanai and discouraging residents from sitting together at tables. We tried moving chairs so that two people would sit at a table, but unfortunately residents were pulling chairs back together, and again, being just much too close in proximity. We've also reposition chairs on the lanai as well as in front of the village entrance. Each of those chairs are going to have a sign requesting that they don't be moved because they are currently positioned 6 foot apart from the next chair. We're also going to be labeling the benches, requesting that only one person sit on a bench at a time. We do really encourage residents to still be getting that fresh air and sunshine, that change of scenery, but we have to do it safely. Residents should not be walking the halls. Okay, we want to make sure that we keep that to a minimum. If you are going outside, head to the elevator, go down outside, but we are really asking residents to not be just walking the halls for exercise, etc. at this time. Okay. And I want to talk a little bit about why we are still putting restrictions in place within the community. I think some residents, while you see the severity of this illness, I think that some residents have become comfortable, which again is good, right? Because you're saying, oh, we're being taken good care of. We're comfortable here. We know that Windsor will keep us safe, which is a wonderful feeling, but that is a little bit misguided, okay? So it's only been about a week since we got more aggressive in the restrictions we were putting in place. Even still, I know of at least 10 people, in addition to staff, that left the community today, that went into the outside world, that interacted with others, whether it was in a dentist's office, whether it was at a physician's appointment, whether it was at Publix, whether it's a spouse when they get home as an employee, whether it's at the gas station touching the keypad. There are a number of ways that people are still interacting and still putting themselves at risk for a potential exposure, right? So that's today. But think back. Just about every single resident at Windsor, just about, have been outside of the community within the last 14 days, which means there is a potential that we have individuals in the community that are asymptomatic but positive for COVID-19, okay? That is why we are trying so very hard to keep individuals 6 feet apart or more, and that we're asking residents to spend time in their apartments and not to come out, because we know that we still have risk in this community of each other, okay? So, and yes, it's great that as we stay in our current situation longer, that risk decreases, but even still, as long as we have residents going out to doctor's appointments, and I'm not suggesting we don't go to necessary medical appointments, I am saying maybe we elect to put our teeth cleaning off, okay? Unless I've got a toothache or an abscess or something serious going on, maybe I should put the dentist appointment off. Having fingers in my mouth might not be the best choice right now. We do have residents going out dentist appointments, to eye appointments, etc. And again, if you're having a major vision issue, absolutely. But if it's just time to get your new glasses, put it off. The more opportunity for interaction you have with others, the more surfaces you're touching, the more of your environment you're interacting with, the higher likelihood we will have an exposure and potential of the virus coming into the community, okay? So that is why it is so important that we have residents that continue to maintain that social distancing protocol. I get it. You want to be around people. You want to be with your friends. You want to play cards. You want to do what you do. But we just have to make that sacrifice for now to keep each other healthy, okay? That also begs the question, I got a call today about housekeeping. Angie, when are we going to start housekeeping again? I have to manage the risk of the community. The potential risk of, hey, let's resume housekeeping is I've got housekeepers that are going to and from work. I can't control, I'd like to, I can't control what people do to and from work and what they do. I can encourage, I can plead, I can beg, which is pretty much what I've done, maybe even cried, to try to get people to work, home, work, home. They still need to provide for their family, though. They might need to grab milk on the way home. They might need to go to the gas station. Okay, there might be some interaction, therefore there's some potential for further exposure. I don't want that individual, if it's not 100% medically necessary, i.e. clinical care, medication management, etc., what we see in the villages and the neighborhoods. I don't want individuals going into your apartment and potentially exposing your home and shedding that virus in your home and putting you at a higher risk of getting sick. So while I know these things are inconvenient, I know that we're accustomed to our routine. Everybody is bending right now. Everyone. And we're just trying to make the best possible decisions we can, reducing the risks to each of you to the extent that we can, okay? Now that's what we're doing on our side to try to help keep you safe and keep the community at a decreased risk. What we need from residents is that commitment that we're going to try to use alternate sources for groceries and supplies, right? Or we are going to postpone that unnecessary medical, dental, vision appointment, okay? There are a lot of ways to get things these days that don't require you to be going out. And yes, we had a family member post on Facebook that make sure you're wiping things down as you get them from the grocery store. Absolutely. because we know COVID-19 can live on surfaces, etc., for a fairly extended period of time. So we do want to make sure that's happening. Anything that comes in through the loading dock, through the mail, we are spraying down with a disinfectant solution. You can probably smell it if we deliver a box. You can smell it and say, oh, that's not the normal Amazon smell. It smells a little bit more of a cleaning solution. That's because we're cleaning those boxes before we bring them to you. So same thing goes for deliveries that you might be getting through Instacart or Shipt or a family member dropping off groceries, because again, we don't know. It is still less risk than you going out to the store yourself, but there is still risk there, okay? As such, I had a conference call with Life Care Services tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to be working with Mark and Shelby and Chef Jorge on a resident and staff groceries program. This will take us a few days to get off the ground, and I'll put it out there in the universe right now. We have many residents in the community, and if I took a yogurt survey, there was probably 76 different kinds of yogurts that are people's favorites. I will not be providing 76 different kinds of yogurts, but I will be providing a yogurt. All right, everybody has their preferences on bread, myself included. But we will have a type of white bread and a type of wheat bread, okay? There will be kind of the staple items that we can provide to residents, thinking twice a week. We'd have an order form, etc. And again, that way we can have Cisco deliver those items in bulk. We're reducing the number of exposures. We're cleaning those items. Then we are able to deliver them to you. No store, no Instacart shopper, and then it just gets billed on your monthly invoice, okay? So we're working on that. And we're also going to be working on offering that to the employees too, for a couple of reasons. One, we're very lucky. I'm lucky, gosh, to be here at Windsor eating food prepared by Chef and Peter and Alex and Alfredo and the team. My family, I'm not sure they've eaten since I've left. I mean, I don't know. They're okay, I'm sure. They've got Halloween candy. But it's hard to find things in the stores. Chicken and meat and milk. Like, people think it's, like we're going to have a 20-year blizzard. So people are hoarding things. So it is hard to find things. So what a great thing that we can do for our employees, because we do have access to Cisco items. I heard today that Cisco's business is down 50%, so they have plenty of product. So what a great gift to be able to offer our employees, that they can do shopping through us, they can get it at those wholesale prices. Again, it's a limited menu, but they don't have to go into the store. So we can reduce that risk of exposure, and we can get them the necessary supplies that they need for their family. So we're excited about being able to do that. I'm going to be talking to Mark and Chef about how we unroll that in the next few days. So stay tuned. You'll hear more from me about it, but I want to put a bug in your ear that we're going to be trying to do some things that, again, further decrease our risk here in the community and increase your access to those types of things within some reason. Okay, let's see. Bags. Cece, do you know, are they doing bags for village residents? Or are they just handing over? Okay. So this is more of a club issue. Club residents are being given either a plastic bag or a paper handled bag to take their food up to their apartments. So right now for families, so you understand, we have a service line set up in the veranda. We have residents 6 feet apart, spaced out, going through that line. We plate, or we box, I should say, we single serve box every item that the resident would like to receive, okay? Goes into a bag. There might be a salad that goes in the bag, or some fruit, or whatever it is, right? But they can't carry it all, so we give them a bag. Residents are so amazing because you hate wasting, and we love that about you, except when there's a pandemic. We don't like that. Is residents are bringing your bags down for reuse. So you've noticed I put up some signs and we put a bin out there. We are not reusing bags. Please put your paper bag in this bin. We will make sure it gets recycled, and we really will. We will make sure that it gets recycled. Same thing today. I think we had to switch out to plastic bags. Plastic bags are making an appearance. Please do not bring your bags down for reuse, okay? That's because No one's touching the food except the staff. The staff are wearing masks. The staff have gloves. We're single serving it. We're putting it in the bag. We don't want the staff putting it into a, for lack of a better word, a soiled, because it's used, a used bag and contaminating themselves, okay? So please, if you want to bring your bags down, that's fine. Put them in the bin. We'll recycle them or keep them for whatever, but we cannot and will not reuse them. So just want to let you know about that. We did put the signs up, but I wanted to take a minute and talk about why. Okay, let's see. Good intentions. We are seeing so many good things happening at Windsor and in the world. I mean, you hate that it takes something like this to see, aside from the people hoarding all the toilet paper, those people can just go pound sand, right? But there are so many good things going on. People want to just show people kindness and do something special. And I appreciate that so much. But again, at this moment in time, my goal is the health and safety of the residents, okay? Physical, psychosocial, etc. But at the center of this situation is your physical health. Please, as residents, again, we talked about the cards, playing cards. I get it. I have 4 people at a table playing cards. Any one of you, even without symptoms, could be spreading potential COVID-19 virus. You're touching cards, you're passing them around, you're touching your faces, touching cards. We all are touching our, as much as you say don't touch your faces, like we should play a game. You should count how many times Angie touches her face during one of these videos. I'm sure I'm doing it. We all do it. But touching our face, then we're touching cards and we're handing them around, right? We're bringing something in. We're bringing groceries in from the outside. We're sharing them with people, okay? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful intentions. We're bringing in fast food items for people. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful intentions. But potentially bringing those things in and exposing virus to the community, okay? So we just want us to think about those things as we move forward, okay? It is one thing, I think, to put yourself at a potential risk for exposure, but it's another thing when we put others potentially at risk for exposure, and that's my concern, is that we're all thinking, yes, about me, but we're also thinking about the greater good as we navigate these weeks ahead of this COVID-19 and restrictions and etc. Okay, let's see what I've got here. As virus continues to spread and we continue to see an increase in this community transmission, when I say community transmission, I do mean the larger community, okay? Windsor at this point, we do not have any active confirmed COVID-19 cases, okay? And we want to keep it that way. My goal, okay? But as we see community transmission grow, every time I'm sending an employee out into the world, we are increasing risk for transmission, whether it's to a physician's appointment or a dentist's appointment or an eye doctor appointment, or it's to the Walgreens or the CVS or the Publix. We're increasing risk for exposure. And we're coming to a point where I need to really evaluate that risk and say, is it 100% necessary? Is the risk worth the reward? Or is there an alternative that we can use in the interim of this process working through? Okay, so there are 2 specific topics that me and the team are going to be digging into tomorrow. And those topics are 1, pharmacy, okay? So a lot of residents that need prescriptions, and the drivers are going out and getting them. But again, every time I have the drivers go out, every interaction they're having is a potential risk to them as individuals, but also to the community, right? Because they get that med from this person, and this goes to this, so on and so forth, right? So again, we want to reduce the number of handoffs, right? So what we are looking at is the potential of asking residents to temporarily change prescriptions over to different pharmacies that deliver to the community, two in particular. One being the local pharmacy of Turner Drugs that delivers here, that we have a very, very good relationship with. And then two, Guardian Pharmacy, which is our quote-unquote house pharmacy that we use for the villages and the neighborhoods that have offered to assist us with filling prescriptions, etc., and they do a nighttime delivery to the community. Again, our goal to reduce the risk to employees going out into the community and reduce the number of handoffs. Okay, so that's something we're going to discuss. No changes yet, but they're discussions we're going to be having. And as things develop there, it will be Ali, David, and Linda who will be helping to facilitate that. Okay? In addition, I also took some time today with Glenn, our plant operations director that oversees the drivers, to talk about where are we still taking residents. And of these locations, what is medically necessary? It's my oncologist, it's my weekly treatment, it's my infusion, or is it more elective? Okay? We really need to consider those elective things and going out to those because, again, every time we send a driver out with a resident and a resident goes in that medical office, there's potential for an increased risk for transmission. Again, our goal to reduce that risk, okay? So that's something else that's going to be coming up. If I had my druthers, I would ask everyone to stay in this community and not leave until we got through this. I know that's not possible per se because we do have some critical medically necessary things that people have to do. But there are a lot of things that some people are doing that they don't need to still be doing, okay? So we have to buckle down and really just settle into what is going to be our kind of new normal for a while. And the sooner we collectively do that, the sooner we'll get through it, okay? So really think about, do I need to go to this appointment, okay? And if you're not sure, talk with Linda, talk with Ali, okay? Linda for our club residents, Ali for our village residents and our neighborhood families. Let's talk about it. Let's see if there's an alternative, okay? Because we want to keep you safe. So medications and transportation are the two areas we're going to be talking about, okay? Potentially reducing that potential for transmission through some alternate means of medication supply, delivery, and transportation, reducing transportation for more elective appointments. So we'll be talking more about that in the coming days, okay? Let's see. Okay, on another note, we continue to be so appreciative for the things that we are receiving from people in the community. For Windsor, I'm going to reach. I seem to do this every night. I forget and I have to reach. People are sending, see, I touched my face. Sending videos, sending drawings, many things, sending just thoughts. And we're trying to collect as many of those as possible because my goal is to have an opportunity to brighten everyone's day with a child's art or with a message from someone, etc. So we continue to encourage you to send things to the community. A great option for doing that if you're far away, maybe you're a adult child and you great grandkids of our residents. We would love for them to draw us some art. You can just scan it or take a picture of it. I can print it, okay? Then I actually don't have to handle anything, and that's great. We would love to have some of that. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law just sent me today a picture of my nieces and nephews who created some really cute Easter egg decorations, etc., and they're about to send them our way, and we'll clean them. Course, spritz them off, but really thoughtful things, and it's a great way to keep kids engaged that are at home, etc. Great way to stay connected with family. One of my favorite pieces I got today was from the, I did it again. See, are you counting? From the Celebration Foundation from Kathleen Sepio. Very cute. Dear friends at Windsor, we hope you are staying well and still having some fun while getting rest and relaxation. We are sending warm thoughts your way, your friends at the Celebration Foundation. Okay, so a lot of people are thinking of us and hoping we all get through this and safely come out and celebrate together once this virus is past us. So in addition, though, to stuff, to pictures, to art, feel free to make a video, whether it's saying hi to a loved one or saying thanks to the staff if you're a resident here, or saying hello to a family member out there. Whatever it is, or you're a family member and you want to say hi to Granny and Pop or Mom or Dad or whoever it is, send us a video. We are looking for content. We are trying to keep 2501 as interesting and as entertaining every day as we can. And you know what makes people feel really good right now? Our familiar faces. So we want to see more of each other, and technology allows us to do that. So please don't hesitate to shoot me a link, me or Cece. You can email either of us, and we are happy to get that up on the screen, share it with the residents, and just try to enjoy a little bit of each other's company, even if it's remotely. So I think that is everything on my notes tonight. Let me take a quick look. I think that is it for the night. So that's our update. Thank you to all of you for your kind words. We appreciate it so much. There is certainly not a shortage of appreciation and kindness in the community for the employees, and I thank you so much for that. We are trying to keep them in good spirits, as well as the residents, trying to make them laugh, taking the snack cart around just to deliver a Snickers bar or a bag of chips during their shift, feeding the staff, offering them a meal while they're here. They are really one of a kind, and I know that there's a bit of a movement going around right now. I think it's called Applause or something of that nature that I'll be digging more into, and it's about celebrating the employees who are still, that are in healthcare related fields, that are showing up every day and working hard and providing for residents and communities like ours, as well as, of course, in hospitals and more acute settings. And you know, I'm an administrator, and I am here, and I showed up, and I'm here with them, but they are really amazing people, and they are keeping an amazing attitude, and we are just so lucky to have them. And I am trying to thank people as often as I can, just for being here and being wonderful and having a good sense of humor, and keeping our residents in good spirits. So I definitely owe them a round of applause every day, and we'll work on trying to implement that here at the community so that we can celebrate them, because they are so very deserving of it. So thank you again for everything, and we look forward to we put another day behind us, and we look forward to starting another day, and all being well. So thank you, and have a wonderful evening. We will talk tomorrow.